Oh, Miss B, go away, don't disturb me. I have done no wrong, just go away and let me be. My mother and father, they warning me with their story. just go away and let me be. My mother and father, they wanting me with their story. Oh, 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 Miss B, go away, don't disturb me.
I really don't feel good. We're getting a
Is anyone here? What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.
Namaste. Welcome to Friday Night Live. This is date night. As usual, we have ghost story for you. But today we have almost the full cast. It's been so hard to get the full cast together. But with us, we have
Me.
Matt Vukek.
It's me.
We need one of those buttons where we had the applause.
I mean, I kind of gave everyone a hint that I was coming on tonight. So, I mean, those who watched the show on Wednesday, I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, congrats for On the Fringe. You guys are running solo ops and everything. And
Oh yeah,
God, I think the fans have been glued every Wednesday to you guys. And I think more and more each week when you bring up all the topics and you get people to vote. I was personally very interested in vampires.
yeah. You know, actually, the funny thing is, Bill and I didn't notice, but it was actually our 10th episode last week or the past Wednesday.
Already?
Yeah, we didn't know until like after the show.
All right.
Wow.
How long
Yeah.
you guys gonna go before a season break?
I don't know. I think we were timing it just nice around the time Friday night probably has a break as well. So we will have 5 more episodes roughly.
Yeah.
And then, we'll take a break. Bill needs a break, especially with his job and stuff.
Yeah.
We get some good stuff to bring back to you guys.
Bill needs to give his liver a break as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, no, Bill hasn't been drinking the past few shows because he started a new job. But yeah.
Okay. So if you guys are just new to Friday Night Live, Bill and Mac host for Wednesday night show On the Fringe, where they talk to you about fringy stuff. Not quite the Hantu, not quite the supernatural, but things that are
Somewhere
on
the fringe.
on the fringe of the paranormal world.
Isn't like On the Fringe also known as On the Fence?
Yeah, it's also on the fence because
Also it's
sometimes
on
we
the
can't
fence.
agree.
Yeah.
We can't agree on what it is.
Yeah. And on the left, weighing at 180 pounds, all the way from down under, the apex predator,
180
Joseph
pounds.
the Kota.
Kota. Hey, 180 pounds. That's like what?
Like
60 kilograms?
Nah, dude, that's like 80 something,
90,
probably
yeah,
80
90.
something. Yeah.
I'll take that.
Oh, you mean it's more?
No. It's around. It's
around there.
that.
It's around there.
It's there. Yeah. Give or take a
20
kilograms. But that's all right.
Well, and I'm your host and anchor host for tonight. My name is Eugene, also known as Ramakrishna.
Yeah, I mean, Eugene's a changed man after coming back from his trip.
I came back from India this morning. I did not have any sleep for more than 24 hours. Last night was like 4 hours sleep. I didn't even get a single sleep last night because I was in a plane. I landed this morning. So if I'm like crazy high, that's pure adrenaline. But who's missing from today's show? 2 people. One is Kim, the cuckoo bird from Kuching. He has been working Friday now. I mean, I wish in some sense, back when COVID lockdown happened, he did not have any gigs, right? Because he's running events and a host. So that was bad time, obviously, financially wise. But we have him every Friday. Now, with all the events happening, almost every Friday, he's going to be really busy. Today, he's being surrounded by beer ladies, not beer aunties, beer ladies in crop top at Oktoberfest, where he's launching some event.
Yeah. I reckon he had like a choice of events to do today. And then Kim went, Old
Friday Night
folks
Live.
home, Friday Night Live, Noodle Place opening, Oktoberfest. Oh, yeah, I gotta
Beer,
pick one
let's go.
team. I'll
Let's
go
go.
to the
Let's go.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
They look like they really need me there, so I'm gonna go.
Honestly, I didn't
yeah.
know. I didn't know Malaysia would have an Oktoberfest. That's a bit surprising.
But you see, East Malaysia is not really Malaysia, you know.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I understand.
But any opportunity to drink beer with scantily clad ladies, I think people will they'll make time for it, bro.
Yeah. It's only 1 month, right? It's because of a German festival. We're celebrating
Yeah.
German culture. It's okay.
We're trying to be multicultural, right? We've got to be accepting of all cultures. So
Yeah,
Oktoberfest
yeah.
is one of them.
Yeah. Truly Asia, right? Malaysia.
Truly Asia.
Malaysia, truly Asia.
And our thorn among the roses, Sonia Kurana. She's out there somewhere in a haunted place, and we have seen her photographs that she has shared on our Friday Night Live host group chat. It looks scary. So we asked her to patch in tonight. So hopefully she can find reception in time when she will call in. We don't know what that time is, but let's see if we can get lucky and drag her out from her event and make a guest appearance.
Are you sure she's just not in Sembawang? No.
I mean, isn't that the far west? That's an unknown place. Oh,
Yeah. Oh
no.
He disappeared.
Oh god.
He's gone.
It's the two of us.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
your screen just got way big.
And I just would like people to know that tonight, my time in Supernatural Confessions is going to be energized by this wonderful cup of yan hazelnut cocoa.
Funny you say that, because I mean, I'm back to drinking tonight, and that's Bailey's for tonight. But I've also got
Baileys?
snacks, because
Oh.
Friday nights, these kind of shows, you need something like popcorn, something to
Yeah.
keep you entertained. I got a whole bag of one biscuits, bro.
Oh, very nice. So I got that. In terms of my drink, I've got a thing of Sapporo Black and in a Stein, it as well with respect to the Germans in
The
Oktoberfest today.
Germans.
Yeah, Skål. Oh, that's a different country. That's Scandinavia. That's
It's
not
still a
Germany. What do we say in
Stein. I
German?
mean, in German, it's still a Stein.
No, I'm saying Skål. That's what the
Oh, right.
Scandinavians say. What do the Germans say?
Proust.
Proust. Yeah, Proust.
You forget I'm
Whatever.
half Dutch.
Did I say Skål?
No, you also say Proust.
They also say Proust. Wow,
Yeah.
that's really interesting. It's really interesting.
Actually, I just saw something on Facebook. Someone asked, how come Clapping Bill's not around today? Bill's actually busy. He's actually playing a board. Well, okay, I think you may know this better than me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something along the lines of Dungeons and Dragons, but not really, because he kind of explained
40K,
it's something
Space
to do with
Marines.
vampire. Bro, I have no idea. I have no idea what it is.
Right. Okay. So is he playing with miniatures or is he playing like a board game kind of thing?
I think it's a board game kind of thing.
Ah, Vampire the Masquerade. That's a computer game. Though.
Oh yeah. I think that's. Wait, no, I think he's playing in person.
He's playing.
But he was telling me, yeah.
Right.
A lot of people on Facebook are also asking what happened to beardless Matt. I don't know. It just grows out. Wes said,
Yeah.
I'm amazed at how fast Matt's beard can grow back. I barely can get a mouse-looking mustache in 6 months. I would say that's the European blood in me,
Yeah.
And once you get lazy, man,
Yeah.
it just
my brother's like I have a full kind of like goatee here, but I don't have a lot here. My brother is just like if he doesn't
All the way.
shave, he's like mountain man. He's like
No,
mountain man. It's a very short mountain man. It's very short mountain man. Different story.
All right.
Yeah, I like what Mark Abel says. I wonder if Bill is lapping. Yeah, lapping.
I think I spoke to him about this before. I think he's done it before as well. He's done LARPing, and I don't know if it's a big community in Singapore, but I think they've done it, or he's done it at least.
Wow. Another thing we have here is like the Mark Shipper goes, the black space in the center reminds me of Stranger Things. That's the it's technically the in-between.
It is the in-between.
It is the in-between. And if we can just like concentrate hard enough, we might be able to make Eugene pop up in the in-between. We just need to just like concentrate hard enough, and we need to
come back.
He might just pop in there. Maybe first his his voice.
I can
Can
hear his
anyone
voice.
can everyone hear his voice?
If
Did you say
there, give us
something?
a sign.
Oh,
Oh
Oh,
my God!
See,
Gave us a sign and he's back.
there we go.
that's right. Because I have this aura, around me. After coming back from, you know, after coming back from India for 8 days, I feel like I have attained enlightenment. Just imagine if I spent 8 years in Tibet.
Bro, that's just the lack of sleep, bro.
I think if you did that, you wouldn't come back.
Yeah. The lack of sleep and the undigested chicken rice that you had this morning.
Oh my god!
This is what it
You'd,
is.
Yeah, have you
you'd be the next Doctor Strange.
have you said hello to everyone yet already on the?
We kind of have. We started talking about what we've been seeing on YouTube in the chat channel, and like Mark Shippo again goes, Eugene is in the upside down.
Oh,
So,
man.
so I just want to share with you guys a little bit. Today we have a lot of content for you. I'm not sure we can complete everything. I know Matt has his story to share. I got my India story to share. We have your confessions. We have Know Your Hantu. So it's going to be a lot of interesting stories that I've got a feeling not many of you have heard before. Usually you hear Hantu stories from school, the haunted army camp stories, the standard Pontiana. But I got a feeling today's content would be quite different. And also stay tuned for the 11:30 YouTube feature confessor Esol, who was from Cochuan Presbyterian. And if you guys know Cochuan Presbyterian, if you remember in the 2000s, they had a mass hysteria case. In fact, Singapore, if you look at the newspaper cutting pre-2000, pre-90s, there have been, I think, easily more than 12 reported cases of mass hysteria in our Straits Times. But
Wow.
post 2000, everything has been scrubbed clean. We no longer talk about the supernatural. We no longer refer to supernatural. So there was a concerted effort by somebody in power to hide the truth from us that Hantu do exist. Yeah. So check that out. In fact, mass hysteria happen more often than you think. And most of the time with mass hysteria cases, people have cited seeing headless women, legless entities. There's always going to be some kind of corroboration. So is it Hantu? Is it not? Check Esau's confession out at 11:30. And also he has other confessions to make. Now I'll go to the India story first, guys. Just share with you what is fresh on my mind. You know, when we talk about crematorium in Singapore, or places where you bury the dead, what's your first thought? If I said, JDC, Matt, would you spend a night in an abandoned crematorium and lie in the spot where the body was burned to ash?
No way.
Why?
Bro, I mean, I don't like to tempt fate, like this kind of stuff. It's just creepy.
Why? Because you think the spirit's going to come back and haunt you, or what?
You never know. I mean, it's like during 7 months, you don't want to like mess around with the offerings. You don't want to accidentally step on some things that were burnt, and that's just me playing safe. I mean, I may be a big guy in person, but when it comes to this, I can okay, if something's physically there, I won't be afraid because at least you can sort of fight it off.
Yeah.
But you can't see spirits, you can't see ghosts. I can't use any of my physical strength against it. So it's kind of like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be a bit of a, just a pacifist.
Oh, it's like a caution, run. What you can't fight, you run.
Exactly.
Okay. What about you, big guy? Apex predator should be a walk in the park for you, right?
Like crematoriums and like graveyards, they don't really. I don't have any fear in them. I really don't. It's just a place where I could I sleep there? Yeah, quite well. Especially if I'm dead tired.
So we are going to Sarawak together, and you're also coming to Singapore down on the 21st.
Yeah.
So we can do a social experiment and put you in a crematorium.
Yeah.
Alone.
Put me in a crematorium alone, that's fine.
You gotta put him with Kim.
No,
as long as I have Kim there to hold my hand, I'll do it.
Okay.
Hashtag my Kim.
Hashtag Joe Kim 2022.
Okay, so I'll share with you how the Indians view crematorium. They call it the Shamshan. Shamshan. Shamsha?
Smashan.
Smashan.
Yeah.
Smashan. Yeah. It's one of those. Shamshan, Smashan, Shanshan. Smashan. Okay, so when I hear that they burn bodies there and they throw ashes out there, and it's a place where black magic practitioners come down to hone their skills, I thought that's going to be a very interesting place to find ghosts. But as it turns out, no. The Shasham, what is it again, Jaden?
Smash on.
Smashan,
Uh,
the Indian crematorium is
Yes.
cremation ground. The cremation
the
grounds.
Indian cremation ground is
Yeah.
a very holy place.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the place of Shiva. And so I was with a guru, and he started chanting to say, I'm going to bring all the spirits in. Here's a cool thing that happened. We saw fireflies appearing from the river, flying towards us.
Wow.
Now we can say yes, it's fireflies, it's in the night, no big deal, right? But at the end of it, when he says goodbye, the fireflies flew back from around the cremation ground back to the river as if on command.
Mm.
All right. So that's very interesting. And they also believe when you see wild animals that's not supposed to be out at night, like rabbits, do not run after a rabbit at night. If you want to hunt rabbit by day, it's fine. But a rabbit running around at night, the Indians believe that's a spirit, and you never ever hunt a bunny at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's
Mm.
that story, as well as the crying girl story, where um, she took her life and she leapt off the waterfall,
Mhm.
and every villagers who like walk past that place at night can hear her crying.
Did you hear it? Did
Okay.
you walk by there?
I mean, it was quite a bit of trek, so that's
Okay.
something I will leave for Sonia to go
Okay.
do. You know,
Yeah,
I-
for research purposes for her. Yeah, she's got
Yeah.
that.
yeah. But what
That's
was
very
really
good.
interesting was a fort that we went to was 5,000 year old.
Mhm.
Now, they said if you stay past 12 midnight to 3 a.m., you can actually hear from a distance people like those Indian ladies with the anklets
Yeah.
dancing inside the fort. And if you
Oh.
go into the fort, if they like you enough, a bit like the Bunyan story of our
Hmm.
Asia culture, right? You will never get out. And people have
Oh
gone
shit.
in at night and disappeared. Like their friends will wait outside for them. The other friend go in, never came out.
Damn.
Right. I think this fort has been used in several movies, horror movies in India,
Is it?
from memory. Yeah, there's a fort that I've heard of, similar legends in North India, that's
Mm.
been used for several kind of movies. It's a huge area,
Yeah.
like on top of a hill, right?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Well, most forts are on top of the hill because of its defensive structure. But I think, yeah, I've heard of this story before. Man, it sounds like an adventure in India for you.
Yes, I was there for 8 days, and I did my meditation in Rama Temple. It guided with a guru. That's to open my third eye. So he
Mm.
says I have the power, a natural ability, supernatural ability, bridging. So I was like, what the hell's bridging? He says some people can create things, some people can destroy things, some people can heal things. You can bridge. I was like, what kind of uncool skill is that?
Mm.
Like if we're all superheroes, you go like JDC, he's the destroyer. Matt Verkek, he's the healer. Sonia Kurana, the creator. Eugene Tay, the bridge.
Walk over lah.
I don't have any power to destroy, create, or anything. All I can do when I go to a place is to bridge the other world, because we believe that worlds have many different layers.
Yep.
I can transcend all the different worlds and tap on the intel, on the information.
So basically, you're a spy.
Hmm.
I mean, it kind of
Or
fits.
or,
It kind of fits.
or voyeur.
A voyeur.
Or a boy,
So
yeah.
when I
Perfect.
was there meditating, I had a vision. So initially it was like a static image. Like just imagine a television with static. I cannot see anything, right? But I can see lights. And I was in this sanctum, a Rama sanctum, and the guru was chanting Om. And I get this, and I was straight away. I moved into that headspace. So I have this vision, and then when he touched my third eye, he put his finger up here. I could see everything very clearly, like a kingdom. People are moving, and he says, "You had a glimpse of this place back, God
Oh,
knows how long."
wow.
And if you train your skill enough, technically, I could go to a room or a place, and I could close my eyes, meditate, and go back in time,
Shit.
and say like maybe like there's a death in this place.
Mm.
The murderer was wearing a red shirt. You know, stuff like that.
Sounds like remote viewing.
Yeah.
Time traveling.
Sean said, "You are Doctor Strange."
Yeah. I mean, I saw a comment on Facebook. I think it's by Matria Ohm. It says, "Bridging like the bridge in Thor Asgard. You're the Bifrost, is what you are."
Maybe not Doctor Strange, maybe Sincere Strange.
Sincere Strange.
Sincere Strange.
Just Mr. Strange.
Yeah, man. What about you? You have a story to tell as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, after that, I can't really hold the flame to that. But it did happen in Singapore. It happened where I work. So a little bit about what I do, or at least what time I wake up. So I need to start work. I start work around 5:30 every day. And that's before the sunrise, before everybody's in the building. And so I need to take the company van and I go to different sites in Singapore to do research. So we always have a VCOM or a buddy who watches us, like sits with us when we drive for safety reasons, right? So one morning, or this was actually, I think, Monday, we got in the van, everything was normal, turned on the engine. I was kind of setting my GPS and my phone to talk to like my boss and stuff. And what happened was, just out of nowhere, everything in the van started freaking out. The wipers went crazy, the high beams went crazy, the turn signals went nuts. And my friend was just like, "Yo, what the hell's going on?" I'm like, I didn't even notice it until it told me. The lights were just going crazy, the wipers were going mad. And I just looked at him. I was like, "Dude, I don't know." I tried to switch it off, nothing worked. And I turned off the car, the van, and I was suddenly just thinking, "Dude, what the fuck just happened?" I turned it back on. Suddenly, everything was normal again. But what's crazy is where I park was actually where they used to burn the 7-month like offerings and stuff, and I thought it was done, so I just parked where I had to park. And I guess some of the spirits weren't happy because first time I've ever had a spirit in the vehicle with me.
Did you feel a strong presence?
Dude, I was lost. I didn't know what was going on. But like
Right.
when everything started happening and I turned it off, and I was just like, it just felt like this weird silence, like just so deafening. And it was like, okay, this is weird. So I just turned on the van, moved off, and I was like, I'm done.
Right.
Hold on, let me try to sense. Yeah, definitely. There was a spirit there with you.
Okay.
Bro, if he gives you a picture, can you circle? Just for us,
Speaking
The
of
spirit is
circling of
here.
picture, guys, I have something to show you all. This is given to us by Jack. Jack is a fan of our show, and he's saying he watched the Dennis Chu Hantu show, and he spotted something on the photo. He sent me some photos that has been circled. I said, remove the circle, because the minute you circle something on a photo, everyone's just going to laser focus on that spot. And even if there's nothing, you will start to imagine a face. So I said,
It's
remove the
priming.
circle, right? Yeah, we don't want to prime the audience. We just want authentic review. Of course, that being said, 99% of us with no sight, we will go like, we cannot see anything, right? Confirm you cannot see anything, right? But this is a question for people who can see. What Jack wants to know is he crazy, or can you corroborate that there is actually something there? Alvin, could you show the picture, please? The no circle one, please.
The nose.
Oh, cool. Okay.
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 I was gonna say that guy looks familiar.
Dennis Chula.
Yeah.
The one in the middle?
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
guy on the left.
He does Dr. Polat, Mr. Joe's ghost stories, right? Like he
Yeah,
does
yeah,
the
yeah.
YouTube kind of thing. Yeah.
Did I say Dennis Chu? Sorry, Dennis Chu.
And he's Dennis Chu.
One guy. Okay, sorry, Dennis Chu.
Okay, okay.
So
I'm seeing this from I'm seeing this through a screen of a screen. I don't know if what I'm seeing is actually what it is. I can't see. Maybe it's just the pixels and how it is. I actually see like kind of two things.
Mm,
Yeah.
Okay,
I
you
agree
see
with you.
two things. Okay, hold that thought. Just hold that thought first, Matt. Audience, if you're watching this, please give us those with the sight lah. If y'all cannot see shit, don't try to say there's nothing. Okay, we just want people with the sight to corroborate this. If you can see something and you feel there's something there, again, we don't. I'm going to judge you. If you could just give us your answer there, we want to see, Matt, if is that what you saw as well. Matria Om has a we know him from one of the regulars, and he has psychic paranormal ability. He says there is a woman on the right and a skull between the two guys. Alician Adrian Chua says, I guess two faces. Shan said right side. 1617 says right side 3. KS says right side.
Someone on
Alan
YouTube.
Huang says nothing.
Someone on
Preacher
YouTube
goes
says-
here. I got sight there. I got two working eyes. Correct.
Someone on YouTube says next to the botak. Yes.
Right side of the
But
tree next to both.
but Joe's not on the screen.
Yeah. What's the point?
Shafiq's Ruby says Pochong. Okay, definitely. We'll talk about the deja vu in a bit later on. Video compression artifacts. Oh, I see a skull.
Thank
too.
you.
Okay. Carlos Cole says long hair woman on the right. In Bao Teo says, oh my god, I see that. Helen J. Go says right side. Okay. Matt, reveal to us, where was it?
So
that you can see?
okay, between the two guys in the foreground, I can see this face. It's about his hairline level.
Mm.
I think you may be able to see it. I can't really show it.
Mm.
And then to the right of the bald guy,
Yeah.
just closely to like the bottom right side, you can see this. I can see this figure. It kind of reminds me of when you do martial arts, that kind of thing where you
Yeah.
punch. Oh shit! Yeah, I could kind of see something there. Oh, but the contrast is changing.
Okay, I'm going to ask something on behalf of the audience. Okay, for those with no sight, and I think Joe has this in his mind as well, right? Joe, I'm gonna because I'm such a guru, I'm going to read out your mind.
Okay,
What's in your
please
mind?
go.
You think that what people are seeing is the result of the pixelation of a poor quality video? There's actually nothing there, but because we see some shapes, our mind goes into that direction. So the question I'm going to ask is, Matt, and those of you who can see it, is there a distinction between fuzzy pixelated photos and an actual entity there from photographs?
Okay, so I mean, from my point of view, I take it from. I mean, even though I do have the sight right, I'm still very skeptical sometimes. I try to take it very scientifically because I mean that's my profession, right? I like to kind of go through everything to see if are there other explanations before it comes to that. And yes, sometimes like if I look at this photo, like that's exactly what I said in the beginning, that the pixels kind of are really weird. I don't know if it's my mind changing what I'm perceiving, but sometimes in pictures you can really tell that there's a difference. Yeah.
Okay, so I suppose with things like that, there is never going to be a definite answer. We're not going to stick. We're not going to tell you guys. It's definitely the Hantu. It's definitely the pixel.
Yeah.
Right. So those who can see can see. Those who can't. But this segment is actually for Jack, who gave us very nice fan mail. Says please talk about this photo. I just want to know whether I'm crazy or people see the same thing. So I obviously can't see, guys. I have not attained that level yet. So perhaps those who can and right. So Jack, if you're watching this and you're listening in, Jack has also pointed out is on the right side. Now my question in my head is that only because there is a space on the right side and our mind fills up the blank?
Like fills in. Yeah, I get
what do you think, Joe?
That is where I was going. I think that our mind naturally gets drawn to places where it
There's
is
a
very
void.
different, and there's a void, especially in between them, to the right side and to the top. And basically, I mean, if you really are going to draw a circle, and then people do see things, they're not going to see it by the bald guy's left nipple. Most of the time, it's going to be in the spaces where the blacks are. Sometimes it's different, right? But I think that and the combination of the pixelation, and when pixelation happens like that, we tend to try to look. I mean, I don't know if you guys were doing that. I tried looking at it like even further. Can I see something? Can I see a pattern? And then your tendency to want to build patterns increases,
Yep.
and that can
I
result
agree.
in
I agree.
something happening, popping up. So
I mean-
Sikone N. May says it's the G-Stalk psychology, the need to complete the whole picture.
And and I completely agree with Joe, because I think a lot of people have the misconception, or they think it's like a cool party trick that I want to like open my third eye so I can see spirits and stuff like that. I can only say I don't recommend you seeking it out, only because like I think I said this in a previous show, that you don't want to open Pandora's box, and then once you open it, like that's just it's a all-out party. You can't control what comes in, what goes out.
Yeah.
So don't actively go seeking and doing things like, for example, like an Ouija board, all this kind of stuff.
and I agree with you. Even things like trying to find past lives and all that. Like, guys, I have enough problems with my freaking current life. I have enough people with the people that I can see with my own two eyes than to worry about what happens in this world or what happened in the past life. I've got my hands full, man.
Yeah. But I have learned to listen to, because I'm such a paranoid android, right? I've learned to listen to people who can actually see things. And like League of Angels Singapore says, no, don't show anymore. Legit, this goes in the right area. Now, if I'm in a, it's very cool, because if I'm in a, I mean, you can remove this picture already. I would like to do a social experiment, like if we're in the same spot, like JDC and me, and someone says, hey guys, I can see a ghost behind you, I would tend to believe the guy who told me that with absolutely no basis for any evidence. I'm just going to go, yeah, if you see something, I'm going
Amen.
to believe
It's
you.
there.
Yeah. I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to doubt you,
Yeah.
It was like
So,
when I did that walk in Nangara,
Mm.
that little haunted walk video sometime late last year.
Mm.
It's when Zul and I were walking, and I got this really uncomfortable feeling when I turned to him and asked him. He's going, yeah, there's something here. And I asked him, I didn't tell him what I was feeling. I knew exactly what it was on my body, and I go, where is this feeling coming from? And he pointed at the same spot that I was feeling it coming from. So like things like that, you can begin to start corroborating. For example, you have two psychics with us and they're both sensing something, get them to shut up, give them a notepad, and get them to write down what they're experiencing and what they're seeing, and then after that compare. I think that's something we can certainly do.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that Frankie said on YouTube as well, that like it's the power of suggestion. I can tell you right now, if there's something behind you, like you're gonna believe, okay, there's something behind you, and it's gonna, like, in a way, it's priming as well. When you come to psychology, it primes your mind to be like, oh yeah, I feel something behind me, oh yeah, it's suddenly really cold, like I feel this, like my skin tingling and stuff like that. So even when I'm with people, I don't like to say anything about it, or if I see something, I'm just gonna keep quiet, because I don't want to freak you out unnecessary. And then if it happens, like all the stories that I've told would happen with my colleagues, I've always shut my mouth. And then they're like, did you see that? Or did you like feel that? I'm like, yeah, bro. I mean, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, fine. Like, I felt it too, or like I saw it, but I'm not going to start like, yo, did you feel that?
Yeah, like let's not plant things into people's head. I like what
100%.
the confessor tonight, the one 11:30 Esau, he says, right? His room, he was with his wife at a table, and his room door just slammed shut. They both turned to look. They ignore it. They went back to play computer games. He says that sometimes, as long as your mind can try to rationalize that door slam must be the wind, even though your windows are closed and the aircon is out, there's no wind. If you can try to rationalize, just go for that first. Take the easy way out.
I agree. I agree
I
completely.
think speaking of that, I'd like to show you a video. This is sort of a confession from one of someone who sent in to us. It's a video of a family member pouring their mother's ash into a flowing stream, and then apparently it forms what seemed to be a word. Let's see if you guys can see that word. Alvin, play the video, please.
That's enough.
Yeah, plenty of that shit. Come on.
No.
With necklaces and bracelets and all that. Go right there.
It's a bit small. I'm not sure what it is.
Right.
Look at her body's forming.
It's for the way you look.
Oh my
She's
God,
saying
it's
something
Toto
love.
Forty.
L-O-V-E.
Oh,
It's for
Oh,
V. It's very, very extraordinary. Okay, so do you guys see the word love?
Nope.
No, I see what looks like an L and a U, and then just stuff in the water. And I think that's what the problem is, right? We go. I can see an L, I can see an O,
Yeah.
It's
and it
love.
must be a VE.
I like to solve the puzzle.
Dude, I mean, it could be like loofah.
Yeah.
It could be the loo.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be
It could be
loser.
Louvre. Yeah.
It could
It
be
could be
like
lo-fi.
yeah. It could be a lot of things. Oh, dude,
So
maybe the spirits love like lo-fi music, dude. That's cool.
Loser.
there you go.
It could be
Suckers.
yeah. It could be it could be LOL. It could be lol. Yeah. Well,
I could be a
gotcha.
dyslexic ghost.
Oh god, I'm
The
laughing at someone's mother,
L-O-
Ash. That's so
V.
bad.
Alamak, what's the last word?
LOEV.
LOEER.
Being
fuck it.
Chinese boy, I will see it as 40 number.
What number did you see?
740. I didn't. Then I'll fill in the.
Oh,
last
so it's
number.
like on a mirror, right? It's like a mirror effect.
Mm.
Okay, we got one confession coming up. It's 10:35. Okay, this one is very interesting. It's going to link up to our Know Your Hantu for the day. This one is The Shadow Man by Arnold.
Shadow Man?
Anon.
The Shadow Man.
The Shadow Man.
He's back. from the
Nightclub bomba
Bahamas.
shelter.
We did The
Back
Shadow
from
Man a few weeks
Jamaica.
ago, right?
That was a
now
couple
there's
weeks, yeah.
Now there's yeah, we did it with Bill and Matt was on the show, right? JDC?
I think
The
Bill was
Shadow
around.
Man.
You said Shadow Man as well. And then
Yeah.
someone put nightclub bomba shelter.
Let's take a look at this one. Narrated by a very new narrator. His name is Arnold. Elvin, play it.
The Shadow Man by Anonymous. When I was younger, anywhere between 6 or 7 years old, my family and I slept together in the master bedroom. My parents in the middle, and my brother and I on either sides. This was also the period where I started seeing the Shadow Man. Every night, I would wake up at an unknown time to the Shadow Man walking from one end of the room to the other. He wore a top hat and a trench coat. For everyone that knows Russell Lee, you'll know what I'm talking about. He would do this repeatedly and eventually I would fall asleep. I was not scared, but rather confused. This encounter would eventually stop, and I've wondered why I wasn't seeing him anymore. I've never brought this up to my parents or anyone until recently. When I told my parents about this, they brushed it off and said it could have been my eyes playing tricks on me. But what my brother said next shook me. My brother also saw the Shadow Man doing the same exact thing of walking across the room repeatedly. We've never had any encounters of such.
All right, yeah.
Aye. Guess who we have online joining us this evening? All the way from an illegal part of Singapore, we have.
You don't need to say that out loud.
Okay. I can neither
Walao.
confirm nor deny that.
It's bugger pecah lobang. No?
All right. Where in the world right now is Sonia Kurana?
She's in Singapore.
Zimbabwe. No, somewhere nearer.
No, I cannot say exactly where I was, but a very big clue is that it's along a very busy road in the heart of the city. I
Geylang.
have bugs
Heart of city.
City.
crawling. I have bugs crawling all over me.
What's
Geylang.
I had to walk through a banana grove, your favorite.
Yeah, kat Pontianak. Okay, so you experienced something tonight. You want to share that with us?
Yes. Yeah, so I was in a place that is very, very heavy, has protection by the dark arts, and it's one of those places where you're walking outside, it's bright, hot, and sunny, and then when you enter this space, it's completely gloomy and heavy. And this complex has many different sections to it. People go there to perform rituals, and we had our own ritual. I don't quite know what we did because our EMF went spiking through the roof.
Mm.
The cold spot,
Mm.
usual hair behind, no, the hair standing behind the neck, and
I
all
thought
of
I saw
that.
something move right behind you just now.
I-
There's something
I'm
moving.
Oh,
surprised. You should be able to hear some of the cars moving roadside.
Mm.
Uh,
So
but
you did a ritual as well, right? You sent us some
yes,
photos there. You did a ritual. What were you trying to summon?
well, there was a pentagram on the ground, and we had candles, and of course the offering of incense
Mm.
to entice them to come
Mm.
to us, and that sort of a thing.
Mm, mm, mm. So would you say that you're now more of a believer than before?
Well, I see there are already two very logical people on your panel,
I'm outnumbered, no. I'm
so
seriously outnumbered.
I might be Team Hantu tonight.
Oh shit!
Hey,
Ah.
no, excuse me. We did not discuss this beforehand. Don't stand there holding your head, smiling, and Team Hantu doesn't work that way, Sonia.
Okay,
Shannon,
wait.
yeah.
You
Go
know
I
on.
you
thought
need
you'd be happy to have me back.
you need
Yes, but
to
not in this form. Can
She
you
goes
please
away for like a
transform?
month. She comes back. She's Team Hantu.
wait, but Joe, we gotta give
Oh,
her a chance. Like you gotta explain because we need to debunk this as well. Like we gotta look at it and see what actually happens because maybe it's something that we really
okay.
can't explain.
Let's
So what you're saying
let's
is this
talk
is an
about
intervention.
the. Oh, oh, now we need to intervene. Let's talk about the EMF and how and why that meter would spike the way it does. Now, I have very strong interactions when I'm the one holding the EMF. This has been witnessed by other people as well, and I have had full conversations with I don't know what, and it would always respond and interact with me. And this is without me having any electrical items near me. My phone is not near this device. I hold the device at arm's length,
Mm.
and it's always where I feel a cold spot. So, for somebody like me, where I always turn to science and logic first, I didn't know where to put science and logic every time this happened.
Mm. So, ergo, it
Hmm.
must be the.
String.
Cold
Theory.
spot.
While you guys,
String.
you guys take time to ruminate what she just said, I will read out what people have been saying on YouTube. We have Shira, Yuchi, Shan, Jill, Mark, Joe, KK, all saying hi Sonia. Joe is saying Little Indie.
Hello.
KK is saying Botanical Gardens. Chana
Oh,
Barker MC. Mm-hmm. 161617 says first time seeing Sonia, nice to meet you. Mark Shipo says Orchard Road.
hello.
Mhm. Uh,
Okay.
L says, oh my god, the Bonia community has returned Sonia. KS says Istana would know. Mhm. Shannon says sounds like would know. Mhm. Uh, Imagine Malayan says Sonia, we missed you. Um,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, Mark Abel says someone
I
went
can
behind you.
neither.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'm in a safer space now. But earlier where I was, the air is very charged. It's heavy. It's um Yeah, but I mean, I can't quite say where I
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Life would be at stake if I did.
yeah, yeah.
But I want to say that I was with Chichi
Hmm.
and having him there, for the rituals, and uh, it feels safer because we all know that man has balls of steel.
Yeah.
My
Oh. Well,
God.
the next time, okay, maybe now we just give a bit brief background of Chi Chi. So many of you who have seen Where is Chi Chi last time would have, or seen SC Recon, you have seen this guy called Chi Chi, deadpan, and he'll go to haunted places and do crazy shit that no one else want to do. And one of the episodes that we film, he pull out a nail from a tree, and that tree is known to be a place where people would park and store spirits. So he brought the nail
They
back. The
may.
minute he pulled it out, dogs were howling.
Oh
There was a
Oh,
no.
shit smell
there's
following
a
us.
centipede walking towards me, and it is said that the jinn sometimes appear as centipedes and snakes.
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
hell?
Or you were in a relatively abandoned area with lots of wildlife and insects around, and you just saw
Yeah.
the natural denizens of the place, Sonia.
I
Sonia,
feel you.
we
I
are
feel
going
you.
to
I feel
to
you,
have a
Joe.
talk. Yeah, am I
Okay.
right, Matt? Matt, you hear
Yeah, I
me,
feel
Matt?
you. I was gonna say the centipede thing. I was like, I mean, you almost got me. I was like, yeah, I kind of sounds about right. Then the centipede, I was like, well, you are in a random park on the grass near a bush, so
Everybody's walking straight towards me.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what we need? We need you and Chi Chi to bring Bill onto one of
Oh
these walks.
yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Let's not tell Bill this, but let's put Bill in difficult, haunted
Situations. I
situations.
agree.
And
I
let's
And
make
do
agree.
an
Bill like shit.
isolation with him.
What?
Isolation.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's get Bill.
Ujinalia.
Ujinali.
Ujinali.
I honestly
Yeah,
think
Ujinalia.
Bill has never experienced anything, and I think he's kind of the fresh eyes, like the super neutral party. So we need to bring him on one of these walks
Yeah.
and to see what happens.
Yeah.
Please,
I mean,
please
Let's have
come out.
hashtag scare
Please
Bill.
come out.
okay, I don't know if you've
Or
seen
kill
the
Bill.
past shows, but if
Kill
Bill
Bill.
were to suddenly start clapping and like talking to himself, that's fine. That's just Bill. So don't be too freaked out. He's not possessed
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah. If he
Where
claps,
I
go find him.
where I bring him though, the likelihood of being possessed is very high.
It's okay. Oh, what the fuck was that?
There's a hantu that just run behind you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh no, that's real concern.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, since Sonia, we still have you on. I know because your phone is cracking and you're about to go home because now I know there's flies flying around you. Probably that explains the state of sweat that you are in. Let us play the next confession. This one is Unpaid Debt by Hady, narrated by Desmond.
Unpaid.
Elvin, play it.
It was in the mid-90s. I received a call from a friend of mine that his uncle wanted to sell his house in Serangoon Gardens. I contacted his uncle and went to his place to discuss. It was a 2-story bungalow located in Serangoon Gardens, located at a T-junction facing the road. It was in the late afternoon. We chatted for a bit and he told me his story on how he bought that bungalow. Roughly about a year and a half ago, he hit rock bottom financially and had not much to support his family. That is when he remembered he had an Angmo godfather. He had no other choice but to contact him and borrowed money from him. The godfather is doing rather well, so he loaned him 1,000. 1,000 is not much, but somehow he heard about this magic place in the southern island that many claims grant wishes. So he went and he prayed. He did not give me other details, no information about the place, what is there or what exactly happened, but I do feel that is for the better. Going back to the story, he got himself a dream right after he returned from the southern island. A set of numbers appeared in his dream, so with nothing else to lose, he went to buy with the final 1,000 that he got from his godfather. Like Lady Luck personally came to his house and spent the night. That weekend he struck 2.6 million, which obviously changed his life. He paid off whatever he needed to pay. He bought some big, nice car and this particular bungalow at Serangoon Gardens. Almost immediately after comes the dark side. It started occasionally but slowly, escalated almost every day, that he kept dreaming of this lady who would come to his dream asking for nothing else but for him to sacrifice a black sheep. He did try to find, but no matter how hard he looked, there was just no black sheep to be found anywhere. Since he couldn't do what the lady in the dream asked for, bad things started happening. His daughter was diagnosed with cancer and shortly after, she passed away. Soon, both his parents got into a fatal accident. He caught his wife having an affair with someone else and left him. Now he's left alone in the house and wants to sell the house for his business is failing, as it is in debt. As we were talking, we sat outside on the garden. I was facing the house and he was facing me. From my view, I could see almost the whole house, and that is when I saw a lady in black staring at us, second story's window. At first, I thought it was another family member or probably a maid. But when I asked him, he double confirmed that after whatever happened, he is now all alone at home.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh
Sounds like
money.
Wow.
Oh black sheep, pay black
bad
sheep.
voodoo.
Oh, money, pay
Wow.
money.
Before we start to dissect, guys, I'll read out the comments on YouTube. Anna Wong says, I miss Chichi. Red Rice guessing Tanglin Hill Brunei Hostel closed, but nope. Does Chichi steal the nail from the tree? Yes. Chichi's from the one, the Sembawang Park, right? Yes. I suspected Chichi, Frankie that can be arranged. I think that's
What can be arranged? Hey, we should
that
encourage
can be
everybody to
arranged.
go back and watch the SC Recon videos.
Yeah.
The
I suspected
one.
Chichi is an android.
I like the clock says, damn it, stay in the car, Bill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you
then
gotta
there's
have a car.
some hashtags. I like this one. Chichi's favorite rock band, 9 Inch Nails. Put Bill in a furry convention. Bill will end up finding. Oh yeah, Bill's trying to look for a ghost wife, so he's looking around for ampaus for ghost life.
Yeah.
Ghost wife. So there's boo for Bill hashtag. There's hashtag scare Bill. Bomo for Bill. Bill stay in the car.
I like Bobo for Bill.
For Bill.
I also like the ghost wife, ghost life. That sounds cool.
Ghost life.
Yes, ghost life, ghost wife, ghost life.
Ghost
That
life.
is,
Ghost life.
I like
And
that.
then with some gangster hand sign after.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you
Just
so
very
much.
quickly, Eugene, before we go,
Yeah.
this shows you how bad we are at stuff like this. If you guys want to support the host tonight, please feel free to go to buymeacoffee.com/Ashley Friday Live. We completely forgot about it because we wanted to go to the Hantu stuff. Sonia is shaking her finger at me. You see,
Sonia.
Sonia, sorry, Sonia. However, even without saying anything about this, someone has bought us 3 coffees even prior to me making this. So whoever you are, I know who you are because I can see your email. Thank you so much for the coffees, and we really appreciate it. And yeah, if you'd like to support us by buying us coffee, please go to buymeacoffee.com/SE Friday Live. If not, thanks for coming and watching.
Yeah. That's
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we enjoy our Friday Night Live very, very much. We have not touched a cent yet. We want to make good. And speaking of that, 21st of October, guys, please put down block out your calendar. 21st of October. I repeat, 21st of October. First time ever, you will have the SC host from Ghost Mortem, the SC host from On the Fringe, the SC host from Friday Night Live, and all the moderators and operators working behind the scenes in one place. And I'm also trying to get a place that can allow us to play live music so we can have the Silver Stars playing live, the Oh Miss B for you guys. We're all going to be together under one roof, so that's the best time for you to come up to meet us and greet us. We will, try to get to know you. So we see all your names appearing on our YouTube and our Facebook. We don't have a face to that. That's the best time, 21st of October. That's where we really love to meet you guys. So
If you ever wanted to sit on Kim's lap, this is the chance.
Wow.
$5 a pop.
Have a booth for that.
Yes, run by me.
And if you are in Sarawak or you are Singaporean but want to go to Sarawak, 28th of October is our Friday Night Live finale for 2022. The entire team will be in Sarawak. Thank you to Sarawak government for bringing us over for the WAP festival. Join us. We have 20 spots. For that one, there is a subsidized ticket at $380 for the first 20 participants. The 21st participants onwards will pay $450. There'll be a night walk. There'll be a cultural tour. There'll be Friday Night Live show itself. You'll be housed in a old colonial building, which is reputed to be haunted.
What does that full fee get everyone? Eugene, does it get them airfare there and stuff like that, or
airfare is your own if you get it now? It's only about $130, I believe, on Air Asia. Yeah. For $380, you get lodging, you get food, and you get us.
Yes.
Yeah. So hopefully, I will put up the link. I think the link's already on our Facebook page, but we'll bump it up again. So join us on the 28th in Sarawak, 21st in Singapore. More details to be coming your way. So if you wonder what we do with the coffee money, we actually take that and we organize stuff
Buy
because a
coffee.
lot of stuff requires funding and finances upfront to book things. So that's where it comes from.
Eugene, is it possible BB Barbie Boo one asks if we can link the Discord channel to the we have a Discord channel, by the way, guys, as well. So if you'd like to go there, that would be awesome.
Okay. Well, I find the Discord channel. Let's talk about the latest question.
Confession?
JDC, you want to give us a
Confession.
cliff notes on that one?
Wow, suddenly cannot throw
Okay.
under the bus like
Man
this.
wins money, supposed to kill black sheep to pay back for debt, but did not. Then wife left him, children left him, everyone left him. Now he's living alone at home.
And that's what I was going to go now. I cannot say exactly what Eugene said was what I was going to say.
Alrighty, guys. Over to you, JDC.
I want to hear what Sonia has said because she's talking all about this. Oh, I'm part of Team Hantu now. I need to test. I need to see what is she going to say next.
It's situational. I mean, clearly outnumbered tonight. So it's either I be neutral or, I lean just a little bit for tonight.
Come to the dark side, Sonia. Come to the dark side.
Don't do it, Sonia.
I heard the story. Now, I've always believed that, when it comes to money, ill-gotten gains, never good. And things that you receive through dark arts or black magic, never good. It always comes at a price, usually a very high price. And it looks like he has paid that price. He's lost his wife. He even lost his peace. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when he spoke about going to one of the southern islands, I'm very familiar with the southern islands, and what he mentioned sounds like a bunyan well or a bunyan patch in the forest that he went to receive these special favors, like in this case, the body members, right? And on one of my trips out to that area, we took a boat that went around the island, and the boat captain used to live on the island. He's one of the old islanders. He told us that he had a personal encounter with this bunyan well, and it is hidden from most because it is a thinly veiled other realm, but it was open to him, and he had gone to collect water, and he came across this well, came on his boat. Now, the time moves differently on our realm and on the bunyan realm. And it seems like when he came back to his boat was far out at sea. He was on a little sampan, and he had to swim out to retrieve his boat. But it only felt like a few minutes to him that he was talking to two very attractive women that were standing by the well. Apparently, they were only wearing sarongs. So,
where's this island, Sonia? Where's this? Look, I need to find this information.
to verify, right? And to see for yourself, right? To prove that they exist.
I'm an investigator and I'm a scientist, damn it.
You got him a woman wearing sarong.
Yeah, I need data, thank you. I need data. Southern Islands doesn't tell me anything. I want longitude, I want latitude, I want time of day as
Lazarus.
well.
Lazarus Island, one of the southern islands. So, having heard of that story, I was able to very quickly relate it to what I just heard about this one. Again, it comes at a very high price. And if a person is willing to do anything and pay any price for worldly gains, then you must be willing to pay it. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes to things like that. That's why you don't dabble in these things without understanding the full implications of your actions.
This reminds me of the Tampines story. Remember, I repeated a number of times on the show already about a boy who made a pact, ritualistic pact with something, and there was a blood debt, and he started killing all his friends. So,
yes.
right? Unpaid debt, very powerful. Promises in the supernatural world by word, not by contract, is very powerful. Sometimes we make promises, we don't even know we make promises to all this entity. Like, if you make me do this, I will do this. But what is that I will do this, and what is the reward? So if you say, if you make me win 4D, and I will be vegetarian 9 weeks, for example, If they make you, and you win like consolation prize, $40, that's a win. And what is vegetarian, right? What is your understanding? Is it your understanding, or there is so many gray areas, and that's how in historically with a lot of stories the devil plays with you. You ask for something, or the jinn, you ask for something, but they twist it around to still fulfill the parameters of that promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of jinn, I was talking about that tonight as well. Romanized, they're genie basically. They come under the order of angels. Then you've got good jinn, you've got bad jinn, but basically they appear to some as snakes, centipedes, even as people.
And you got Eugene. Tough crowd, very tough crowd.
So
I give up. Great.
Yeah, for those who are on like Spotify or Apple iTunes, I'm shaking my head, and Matt is just touching his mouth like he.
Kim, you gotta come back.
And Sonia is just like, she's got this nervous laugh, like.
She's like, tonight I go on Team Hantu, and that's what I get.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I agree with everything you guys. Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. I mean, take it from someone who has sort of gone down that road in terms of like opening your third eye and everything. Everything will come at a price. You know what I mean? Like the universe is balanced, and sort of the things are the way they are now because there's a purpose in it. There's either a lesson or there's something that you're going to get out of it. When you seek material gain, especially when it comes to money or I don't know, women, men, whatever you like, and you decide to, let's just say you sell your soul for it. Right now is if you believe in the afterlife and you believe in spirits, and I think a lot of you do, that's a super small time frame of your entire like eternity. You know what I mean? And I think it's just risky games if you're just gonna throw in basically your entire spirit into this kind of stuff, and you're putting a lot of things at risk, not just yourself but the people you love, your friends, and sometimes what you get out of it's not worth it. And again, like in this situation, he got a lot of money from it, but again, money doesn't buy you happiness. Money can only fill sort of that thing that you believe is happiness. Can buy you things, but it doesn't really make you happy at the end of the day. It doesn't fix any problems. You look at the richest people in the world, they get divorces, they get cheated on, you know, doesn't bring you anything really.
Yeah. JDC?
I don't know, man. It just seems like sometimes when okay, obviously we can go down the Hantu route. We can say that it's there's this jinn and all that. Like yeah, I take it on face value. That could potentially be an explanation. The other thing could be that there are a lot of things happening in a space of time, and what this person is he's linking all those disparate events together and attributing this to a spiritual means. I mean, like getting the lottery could have just been by chance. The stuff that's happening around him could have happened by chance. And so my idea is, what makes him think that all these things are in a way related?
Yeah, I mean,
And
it could also be like it could be like a self-fulfilling prophecy as well.
Very much so, yeah. And you talk about this guy kind of losing money and things happening. This guy doesn't seem like he's very judicious in terms of his spending in the first place.
Yeah.
So
buys a car, a house,
and even underlying that financial decisions is a real lack of consequential thinking. If I do this is what happens. I mean, if I get $1 million, man, I wouldn't be buying a car. I'll be finding out, okay, how can I grow this money? How can I invest this money? Right? I'm not going to go, chicken rice for everyone, chicken rice for everyone. That's not going to happen.
Chicken rice for everyone.
I mean,
I think I've got chicken rice in my mind today.
There was a social experiment, I think it came out many years ago, where this homeless guy in the US, they just threw tons of money at him. They decided to change his life. And at the end of the day, like you fast forward 2 years, 3 years, he's in the same spot he was before this experiment.
And there has to be some...
It's the same with lottery winners all over the place, isn't it? You hear that all the time.
There's actually research done into it where people who actually win the lottery usually find themselves back at the same position that they were at the point of winning lottery, because they haven't been taught the way to handle that money. You know what I mean? They haven't developed the skills of like, managing the finances, of smart investments and stuff like that. People get money and they're going to spend. And again, when you spend, you're going to do things recklessly. And before you know it, whole life goes helter skelter. So
Yeah, if you lack that financial literacy, then yes, that's what's going to happen. Reminds me of a story. I was in a Grab just recently, and his cousin had won first prize or something, some really large amount of money, and again spending it like water, buying more 4D, but instead of buying big and small and God knows what else, she bought like $10,000 bets and stuff, thinking that's how more money is going to make more money. But it's
Okay. So now we are going to financial literacy already. So off topic. Yeah, but
I mean, this is the three like Team Rational side coming back.
Yeah.
We're slowly getting your Joe bringing it back.
Yeah,
Bringing it back.
Eugene's defenses are all coming up like, financial literacy.
Okay, yeah, Sonia,
Let's not
thank
talk
you
about
for
it.
tonight. Yeah, you may go now. Bye. But anyway, thank you so much for being outside and still patching in from outside. We will try to get everyone back in at least for the 21st, 28th. The whole team will be there. We're very happy to do this Friday night live show. We're going to take a break November, December. We love to have the community feedback. Tell us what we can do better, how we want to see something different next year. We're going to shake things up as we do every year. I promise this year no drunkula, okay? No shenanigans. Yeah. No more. I'll be Guru Ramakrishnan.
I can't promise that for Bill though. Just saying.
We will get Bill hunted up. There's no question.
So this year I got Bill to be the 2022 Bill be the poster boy for the finale show.
Plus, if you give him beer or something to drink, proof at the end of the night. My God.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Sonia, thank you so much. Go get your shower and your rest. Some of the fans have said you look drained tonight. So go get your rest.
Where I went, yes, all my energy drained.
All right.
Mwah. See you, Sonia. Good night.
And Alvin, let's play Know Your Hantu.
Hatman is a phenomenon in which numerous witnesses claim seeing a shadowy entity dressed in a long trench coat and a top hat. Although some mention a detective hat and sometimes a layer, Hatman is almost always seen just standing up, never on a couch, never squatting down, or any other position. His position will remain the same until he disappears without doing anything else, and no reports mention he has ever had any reaction to. Unlike some apparition, Hatman never reported having a visible facial feature. It is just a shadow entirely in the darkness with no other details apart from the coat and the hat. However, Hatman is not always reported to be harmless. Some occasions, witnesses claim they feel utter terror upon seeing it. Some writings mention that this entity feeds purely on its victim's fear, and it won't leave until it does. Other encounters mentioned by witnesses, they said they suffered from sleep paralysis when they saw the Hatman as well, where a condition that the victim could not move any parts of their body. Although plenty of scientific reasons have surfaced explaining about this, but the Hatman phenomenon remains a mystery. Today's sightings of the Hatman are still widely discussed worldwide. On the Reddit forum under a subreddit Hatman, there are still tons of stories mentioning about this apparition. Hatman has also inspired books and movies, one of it, The Haunting of the Hill House on Netflix.
Okay, we talked about the Shadow Man a couple of weeks back. So if you all wonder why tonight's story sounded familiar, because the previous one, the Shadow Man, was narrated by Saladin. Yeah. So
Nice.
but no worries. For those of you who missed that episode, this is the Shadow Man, and it's something that is quite of a phenomenon because it has appeared not just in Asian culture, but even in Western culture. It's always this tall, shadowy figure with a white brim hat.
The Undertaker.
This is the OTF. This is definitely on the fringe stuff, man. I'm just going to let Matt go with this first.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know. I think it was last week we kind of spoke of it when Bill was on the show, that this this outlook is actually very similar to the voodoo master, who apparently everybody sees in their dreams, or people who do voodoo, they know of him. I think somebody mentioned it last week. I can't remember his name. Papa Legba, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, Papa
Something
Legba.
along the line.
Mm.
And I don't know. It sounds it sounds very similar to that. So this does fall into the whole voodoo stuff,
Mm.
and I just get that feeling.
Yeah, I was just thinking that even the last time I said it, I think it's like I believe in a
Interdimensional.
yes, interdimensional beings. We call them ghosts because we don't understand it, but it could be
Yeah.
aliens or a watcher
Could be. Yeah, it could be a watcher
right?
actually.
Archiving things. And yeah, I like that idea, because anyone wearing a white brim hat, it's very hard for me to take it seriously that it's a ghost.
Or it
Oh.
could be the Undertaker, Mark Calloway. He's just back to relive his moments.
Oh, but I was saying I was in India, and so one of our narrators asked me like, "Oh, do you find Indian ghosts scary?" I said no, and he
Oh
said,
no.
"Is it because of the Indian accent that's why the ghosts are not scary?" I was like, "Whoa, I'm not going to say that on air, bro. That's going to get me cancelled. So I'm not going to say that on air, guys."
I feel like that was a Russell Peters joke, and yeah, we will stay clear away from that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah, yeah.
we have plans.
CJDC just yeah.
I tend to agree with you, man. Like I can't be frightened of a top hat wearing ghost.
Hmm.
There's nothing about that is terrifying to me at all. But I'm wondering if what people are seeing, because when people see a shadow man wearing a hat, with this they're seeing a silhouette, right?
Mhm.
I'm wondering if we're seeing something else, but people are just interpreting it as a hat.
Oh,
I see what
I think
you're
that's a hit.
going
That's an
with.
alien hit.
Maybe that's a hit. Maybe
That's where the eyes are, like a hammerhead.
Well, who knows? Like they're
That's
seeing like a cloaky kind of figure
Mm.
that appears to be wearing this headdress. Maybe it's something else completely. And I I just kind of pulled up a picture on Google
Mm.
of like a shadow man, and look at it, and like I go, I can't really see like if I use my imagination, I don't know what that is. It does look like a man wearing a hat, but I don't know.
There's-
I just can't be afraid of a man wearing a hat.
So
I don't know why.
Yeah, I just want to share with you guys a story that was told to me. It's a face-to-face confession from
Yeah.
someone. She said she grew up in Teban Gardens area, and when she was young, she could always remember when she looked outside her window, like across her block, there is a shadowy creature. She says it's shadowy because she cannot see any features. It's just
Hmm.
a black thing. She did not mention anything about a sombrero hat, but she says it looks like it's wearing a trench coat or a long flowy dress. But
Right.
for reasons that she cannot explain, that entity exudes male vibes, like she thinks is a man,
Okay.
right? And that happened throughout her youth when she thought it was normal. And as she grew older in her teenage years, she did not see the shadow creature anymore. But in her 20s, when she started having relationship issues or work issues, that shadow creature always appears, especially, or yeah, maybe it's there all along, but when she's feeling down, that's when she can see this creature.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it would just stand there. It would just stand there and observe, but not doing anything.
I'm wondering if the hat, the protuberances that your people are interpreting as hat, could that be horns?
it could be like Hela from Thor. Just
Yeah,
I don't know.
like a horns, but maybe it's slightly upwards. But people are kind of thinking, oh, it's got something on its head, but it's actually kind of horns.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I saw this comment on a YouTube. It's from 1617. He said he's experienced like shadow figures before, but never like with a hat man. And I can say for a fact that I've experienced shadow beings before, but I've never seen one specifically with a hat. With the cloak thing, I kind of get like you you when you see them, especially, it's just kind of like a mass of darkness, right? But I've never seen one specifically with a hat.
Mm. Yeah, it's just very odd. I just find it really, really odd.
I like the idea that it's not a hat and that it's something else.
Mm.
And my thinking is, especially like because I think Kim was saying that this goes on like it's on Reddit, right?
Mm.
Whether this is a situation where people think they see a shadow, and then because of everybody else's experience, they're like, oh, like, oh, now I can kind of see a hat. Like
Yeah.
when they think about it, it's like, oh, I can see a hat. Like maybe they're just seeing shadow figures, but they're
They're
specifically
building a story.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will bring this example up from the lady from New Orleans. I
Okay.
spoke about her before in the previous confessions. She called me, collect calls, because she's an old lady and she doesn't know how to do WhatsApp calls. It's a call collect to Singapore to tell me that, oh my God, I did not know about this shadow figure until I listened to your podcast. And that's when I knew about the shadow figure. Because again, she don't know WhatsApp. She's not savvy on the internet. Old lady, right? And she described her entire existence,
Mhm.
the shadow that she saw without any external influences, as the shadow that people have been seeing. So then that sort of kind of debunks the idea that it was a suggestion.
But she's talking to you about it
Mm.
after she's hearing about it from you. So she's
Yeah.
saying then, and disclosing to you that, oh my God, I realized this. But remember, when she's talking to you, she's building a narrative in her own head,
Yeah.
and it could be very well that she saw a shadow. But
Mm.
as she's talking to you and she's heard the stories, she's now starting to construct a narrative that is more in line with pop culture. It's a different story if she's written to you without hearing any of these stories and described specifically a figure wearing a hat and a cloak. And then as you're talking to her and go, do you know that what you're talking about is a hat, man? She goes, no, I didn't. That's a different story for me.
Okay. Well, I have one last story to share with you guys before we call it night. Matt, JDC, do you have any personal stories to share?
No, I'm very boring.
I've shared mine. Yeah, I think I've shared mine.
I'm going to take the next 8 minutes. 8 minutes to share with you what happened. So you guys know I talked about how I went to India, and I did not go there with the intention to film a confession.
Okay.
And the host nothing about my time there in the 6th of my 8th. Okay, because I traveled one overnight, so that's the 8th day. 6 of my 7 days with the host did not share with me anything about his personal life. And he showed me the places. He knows I'm doing supernatural confessions. The children are fans, and it was very cute because a bunch of the kids started watching on their handphones our YouTube videos, our Spotify, and I was like sitting down on the ground eating and drinking with his dad. Then from the corner of my eye and my ear shot, I could hear Kim's voice narrating the show. I could hear us on Friday Night Live talking. I was like, what's going on? Like, all of them like watching. So that was a very nice moment. And I think we have hello to our new fans from India. So if you're tuning in from India,
hello
to everyone in the world. Hello, the internet.
Yeah, and there's someone from Philippines as well.
Yeah. Actually, I was reading it. It said someone asked us to go to the Philippines and meet our fans there.
I would love to travel, and I think like JDC did Bali, I did India. So we are not averse to going to your country to film. The only downside is we don't run Supernatural Confessions as a full-time job. Obviously is not generating enough revenue to even support half of us, let alone the entire team. But we would travel there if you would host us and bring us to the places that we need to film. We would love to do that.
Yeah. Especially if your house is haunted.
Yes. Okay. We would stay there. So I was staying in this house. So the host, the one that hosted me, he lives in a village. And he is one of the more wealthy person in the village. If you have a bigger house, because you can buy a land and you can start building things.
Yeah.
So if you can build 2 stories, that's your wealth. You can have another annex, that's your wealth. And in India, very much like in Malaysia or Indonesia, when people get jealous of your success, they start to put black magic in your house. And especially with I know JDC, when I posted up some certain things on my own Facebook, it says be careful of the 5-second gurus,
Yes.
right? And in the village area, we have a lot of superstitions where people believe when you say it's the hantu, they go, it must be the hantu. The easiest to con. So what happened to the host was it lasted for 8 years. The guy came in, started with a simple, let me bless your house. There's dark energy. Went in and started staying there. And everyone for the 8 years, they didn't know where their life was. It was like a blur, like a daze. They got taken advantage of, lost a lot of money,
Wow.
just giving him the money. And when I mean taken advantage of, I really mean as in sexually taken advantage of.
Okay.
Yeah. And
They
what he
were
did
or
was
you were? They were.
the family.
Oh, the family. Okay. No, I
Yeah.
was wondering if you experienced that. Like that's what you were talking about. No.
Right. And he would put things in the house. So eventually, I do not. It came to a point where the father just snapped out of it, right?
Mhm.
And said, "What the hell am I doing all this? Right? Am I allowing all this?" Chased him out, and he says, "You will regret this." But he doesn't know what to do with it. So case closed, right? Things were going not right with his life, and I brought the guru. I came with a guru. Guru walked in. I walked in. I was like, this place gives me the creeps. But who am I? Because I'm not high level yet. I just like, okay, don't be rude. You don't go to people's country, people's house, and they says, hey, your house, I think it's haunted. Right? You just keep that shit to yourself.
Yep.
But the guru was able to see shadows and everything. And he said, in your house, in this room, this happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what you're facing. Like spot on. Um, and then that's where the son says, yes, I can actually see shadows following me, and I would never want to be in a house alone. He says, yes, because you are the conduit. Something was placed in this house, and through you, it started to haunt the place. And when he did the ritual, the mother started to get was very affected. So you can see almost like a bit like a Hollywood movie where she goes, and that's like an elderly lady. She started to react to the ritual. We suddenly get spiders coming in, centipedes coming in, rodents running around, dogs howling from outside. Uh, and I was in that place, in that haunted house, with a camera, just trying to film everything. And then one of the assistants came out. He says, Eugene, can you follow me? I was like, okay, where are we going? I'm glad not to be in this room, right? Because this room, like, people are behaving very weirdly. I'd rather go out and be with you. So I follow him with a torchlight. And I said, okay, so what are you doing with the winter melon? It's like, I'm going around to catch ghosts. I'm like, oh lama. Frying pan into fire. Yeah, so he went around catching ghosts using a winter melon. And he says,
Okay.
feel how heavy this winter melon is. And I felt it. Okay, so then again, in this part, I've not felt it before,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So I'm only feeling it
100%.
after he says heavy. But from the look of a winter melon, I just didn't think it was that heavy, but it was heavier than what I could visually see. Or what you do lah, the rational side of people who says, yeah, it is suggested it's heavy, you hold it, you think it's heavy. Possible.
100%.
100%, right? So, but when I walk up, I noticed the clothesline had large spider web, big ass spiders,
Right.
and like lizards and everything. The next morning, obviously after the ritual is all over, we went up. The spider web is gone. No one cleared it. It's gone, and all the centipedes were dead, lying around dead.
Oh, did.
Dead.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
And then the mother woke up for the first time. And she says, I finally rested well the whole night. Otherwise, I cannot sleep. 2, 3 o'clock, I'll be disturbed. And the boy also said for the first time in nights, for years, he can finally sleep. But here's the thing. After we are gone,
Again.
he could just come back and do it.
Yeah.
And because you own a big piece of land, someone can just go behind your backyard, dig hole in the ground, plant something there. That's it.
Yeah. You know, like I've been to these small little like mountain villages in North India before, right?
Mm,
In one thing we have to understand that India is a very, very ancient land, you know.
mm,
Some
yep,
people do actually consider India as the mother of civilization. And of course,
mm,
Sanskrit is
mm,
also considered to be one of the one of the mother tongues of the world.
mm,
And you know, I remember going into this small mountain shrine in the Himalayas, you know, past Rishikesh, all the way up near Gangotri,
mm,
and they had stopped there to pray, and I can honestly say the feeling in that area, you can feel things around you. You know, it's got that, you know, it's got that sense that you are in a primal land.
mm,
And not
mm,
only because there's still wild tigers and leopards and stuff
mm,
running around in the running around in the forest there. There's just a very strong sense in the monastery that I stayed in for a
mm,
little while. The
mm,
top of it, in the roof, you go and hang kind of clothes there
mm.
after our meditation and our yoga training.
Yeah.
And when I went up there, like for the whole month that I was in the monastery, never feel anything. But 2 or 3 nights when I'm up there, you know how every single hair in your body stands up for absolutely no reason. Now, I've been up there many times. The hair just stands up. And I think that things pass by
Mm.
there. It's an old land. There's energies there. There are spirits there. So I totally agree that stuff like this, especially in India, can happen.
You know, I actually agree because I was there. I think I was there like a long time back, and I
Mm.
did a homestay with just with some schools, right? So
Mm.
I stayed in this guy's house, and it's. I think I can visualize what you were explaining about the house and like the land and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
'Cause I think that's somewhere where I stayed
Yeah.
too.
Mm.
And even when I was there, like there's just a sense of when you're in that area at night, and you just feel like there's just some energy that
Mm.
it just
Yeah.
feels ancient in a sense.
Mm.
And I think I shared the story was I can't remember which confession I did, but when I went to school in this is in Uti in India.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like this school was ancient, reminded me of Hogwarts, and you can see it's been here for ages. And similarly, it was a fort before it became a school.
Mm.
All right.
So I think I'll just refresh the memory. Like as we were going through the place,
Mm.
like you get this vibe of like there's something in this school that it's not on the face value. There's something else just hanging around. And just so happens that actually me and another friend of mine, we both experienced seeing something that we both saw, but when we went to find it, it wasn't there.
Mm. Wow.
My child
Yeah,
home is
India.
asking, "Do you eat the winter melon after that?" So there's a funny but scary moment at the same time. So we're thinking
Oh,
it goes the
jeez.
whole night, right? But there was something at the end of the night that was even scarier than ghost, and
Diarrhea.
that is angry Indian villagers who do
Okay.
not like strangers.
Oh.
Ooh, what happened, bro?
So when we get the winter melon and the coconut, these were the things that sort of absorb the negative
Mhm.
Yeah.
energy. So the assistant went out, not knowing that there are turfs and places that you don't discard this.
Right.
So he walked out of the house, he went to the crossroads, and he smashed the coconut and the winter melon there. The villagers were pissed off because these are superstitious people, right?
Yeah.
You see coconut, winter melon, you kind of know
What was happening?
What's
what's
happened?
happening,
Yeah.
right? Like if you go to Sembawang, you see a strange effigy, you see a strange nail and a yellow cloth and all that, and someone throws it in front of your main door. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
the
Yeah.
hell?
Not a
And
loan shark, I don't
right,
think.
and these guys, they were angry. They came out and they were yelling in Hindi, and the assistant doesn't know a word of Hindi, and they would look like they were going to lynch that guy, that poor guy.
Mm.
And I was behind him just filming everything. And I was like, I look at his size. Oh God, you are 3 times my size. All I need to do is just run faster than you. And I calculated my odds. I knew I was going to survive, so I continued filming. So I got all that, and I'm going to put this all together, and hopefully by either the 21st or the 28th, or maybe even not. I might just show it to you guys on the Fridays that we are no longer doing the Friday Night Live show because we are taking a break, I might just reveal it then as well. I think the Bali video is also coming out in November.
Yes,
December,
it's
right?
coming up very nicely, and I know we've spoken over this, Eugene. Yeah, there are a couple of things that I need to do before we can send it out, but it's actually coming along very nicely. And I'll don't know if I want to promise this, but I'll do my very best because this is online, and people go, "I see, you promised, you never."
And they can actually revert and take a screenshot and video, right?
Exactly, and then they said, "You see, this guy doesn't keep his word." But I'll do my very best to cut a trailer, an informative trailer, by the end of by the time we kind of finish a scene for the year.
Yes, I will cut a trailer as well. I think trailer can. Trailer easy to commit.
Trailer very easy.
10 seconds.
Trailer boleh. Just before we go any further, I want to say a huge thank you to the initial someone who kind of bought us some coffees, as well as Clayton, another someone, and Karina for buying us a whole heap of coffees. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You know what's the worst thing? Our trailer is better than our actual show.
Okay.
I think sometimes it's a little bit like that.
You know, we watch a movie, like, wow, the trailer's so good, then you see the actual movie. Oh, no.
Yeah, you just cut all the best. You showed us all the best, then nothing's happening.
Maybe I'll cut a shitty trailer so that the actual movie will be better.
I think so.
I think that's my plan.
The trailer will just be us eating noodles.
Something scary this way coming. Coming soon. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. This is end of our Friday Night Live with Matt and JDC, with special guest Sonia Kurana popping in when she's outside. Hopefully Kim is back next week. I don't know. He seems quite busy with Oktoberfest.
Kim's in YouTube right now.
Yeah, he's on YouTube
and on Facebook.
Yeah, he says I already record this. This guy is here.
Yeah.
Alrighty, all right. Okay, tonight Esau's confession on the Coach One Presbyterian Mass Hysteria. Go to YouTube right now, Supernatural Confessions, and check out our premiere of tonight on Female Ghost Causes Mass Hysteria in Secondary School. Alrighty, guys, let's say our good night.
Yeah. And even though female ghost causes kind of hysteria in secondary schools, I always say there are more questions than there are answers. Thank you very much for spending your time with us, guys, every Friday night.
Well, okay, then it's my turn. Again, thank you guys for having me on the Friday nights. Maybe you'll see more of me, but if you can't wait to see me next Friday, you can see me on Wednesday along with Bill on The Fringe, where we talk about all kinds of weird stuff. Also, if you're on our Facebook private chat or private group, please go and vote for the polls. We have the topics out. If you want to add your own, go ahead and do that. And until next Wednesday or next Friday, probably next Wednesday, stay on the fringes, guys.
Nice. And if you think you're crazy for believing in the Hantu and supernatural, know that you are not alone. I am with you. Good night, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.
Good night.
Good night, guys. See you later.
Alvin, you can play the...
Alamak, Alvin.
He plays that.
Alvin.
Wait, never wait for us.
Alvin.
Hantu.
Good night, guys.
What did you find? You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.